Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is my full review of the Samsung Galaxy S6. So starting with, like I always do, I start with the screen. The screen is absolutely gorgeous on here. This screen is 1440 by 2560. That is just an amazing screen on the device. That's 577 pixels per inch, if you didn't know. That is extremely high. And the level of detail, I guess, is what it comes down to. If I can get that to focus. The level of detail is just phenomenal. I haven't seen a screen like this, and I've seen plenty of screens, and this one is no exception. This screen is flawless. It is just beautiful. So the next thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is the body and the build of the device. This device is super slim at 6.8 millimeters. That is really thin. It has a metal frame, but then there's glass on the front and the back. And if I could have any complaint, I think that would be it. I'm really not a fan anymore of glass front and back because it's so fragile, and I'm afraid I might drop it. And the end result is, you know, I'm wearing a case. I have to cover up this beautiful body here. But on the top here, you've got these antenna gates, and you know, they don't look bad at all because they're not reflecting on the front of the device at all. So they look really nice. But nice integration there. The IR blaster, I did test that; it works great, and a noise cancellation microphone up there. On the bottom, you've got that speaker grill, microphone, charging sink, and a headphone jack, and more antenna gates. That's perfectly fine. On this side, you got the SIM tray and a power button. On this side, you've got the volume rocker. On the front, there's your proximity sensors and a speaker grill there, and a 5 megapixel camera on the front, and your multi-function home button down there. On the back, you've got this big protruding camera here. It's a 16 megapixel camera, but on the side of that, you've got an LED flash, and you've got a heart rate sensor. And I think that is really nice. I'm really excited about that right there. Something else on the back of the phone that I just not a fan of is all this writing down here, and it doesn't come off. This isn't a sticker, it's actually on there. It's got the 800 number to Samsung, it's got the model from where it's made. You know, it's just kind of weird, but I don't really appreciate it, but you know, what can you do? It's covered with a case. And obviously the main selling point, like I said before, is this beautiful screen on the front. It is just really nice. The body on here is great, well put together. I'm not really a fan, again, of people doing all glass. I would have liked all metal and just the glass front, but hey, this is nice. Next is the sound quality, and I'll go ahead and play one of my YouTube clips here so you can get a test of this speaker here. The speaker's on the bottom now. It's been repositioned, and so you get a different sound quality. So let's check it out. So that is really nice sound quality. There's no denying that speaker is really loud. It is loud, and I'm pretty excited to have such a loud speaker coming out of the bottom of the device there. I think that's good work on their part, good work. The camera is where this device really shines. The modes here are over on the bottom, and you've got all these different shooting modes, and they're really nice. You can actually download more settings in here, and I like this virtual shot. You can even go to the pro mode. Basically, you can adjust the ISO and manually do your shots, which, you know, I don't suggest that you do that if you don't know what you're doing. You'll end up hitting the default settings on your way back out. Fast motion and slow motion is always nice to have. Not something that I use very often, but it's there. In the settings here for the camera, you see the rear camera you can get the 16 megapixel shot all the way down to a 2.4 megapixel shot. Video size, I actually leave it on the 60 frames per second because that is kind of middle ground for a great video, and it's not overkill. The QHD and the UHD are actually really crisp, but I don't have a UHD monitor, you know, so I don't have a UHD TV, you know, 4K basically, 2K, whatever. I don't have that, so the 1080p at 60 frames per second is more than enough, and obviously it goes all the way down to VGA. You can see the optical image stabilization is on board here, and these are just basic settings. It's really nice. It's got tracking autofocus too. But this is what you're presented with, and it's pretty nice. It's on auto right now, and it takes great photos. Let me grab something. I'll just take a picture. I'll grab something a little bit more bright. I'll grab a picture. This case right here. I'll try to get some macro shot of that oblique, and it focuses really fast. It really does. And you can see the macro shot of that oblique right there. That is a really clear, super clear. The camera is super sharp. What I found with web browsing is that, you know, I keep over T-Mobile's LTE because, you know, I don't need to be on Wi-Fi all the time, and I like to get my plans worth. You know, I leave it on T-Mobile's LTE, and it works just fine. No problems with it. Have pretty good service. The signal strength is really strong on this device. No drop calls as far as calls go, but internet and everything, I'm always on LTE everywhere. So web browsing is really good. This does have an octa-core processor, so it is going to fly through everything. Your multitasking should be great. You should not have a problem. I actually have not had any issues with this phone crashing, stuttering, lag, anything. There's been no problems with it at all. And like I was saying about call quality, it's good. There are some features in here like the home button, and it has gestures too. Here's the new settings menu or whatever. But it has gestures, and I don't use the gestures and all this. But you know, if for some reason I need them, I'll use them, but very seldom do I use these at all. But you can do memos as well, and it's got an easy mode. Pretty much that's it. I mean, I'm not looking for a lot of features in a device like this. Oh, the new thing is the themes. I will say that I've downloaded some different themes from. They give you free Avengers themes, and you can go ahead and go into the store, and you'll see their theme store, and it's got all these different themes in here. So that's pretty cool. You can customize your device however you see fit. I think the only failure, or somewhat of a failure, I found in this device was in the battery. The battery on this device is not the strongest. It's only got a 26 on the edge and 2550 on the S6 here, and it's not very strong at all. I mean, I did get 4 hours of screen on time, just about, but that's about where it stopped. I was at about 15% when I was at 4 hours of screen on time, and that's pretty good. You know, that it will last you a full day. So it's good. It's just not as powerful. I just wish they had to put a bigger battery in here. A 3000 milliamp battery to make this 7 millimeters. I'll take that. You know, or to make it 7.2, I'll take it. I don't need the thinnest phone in the world. I would definitely like a bigger battery. But that is where the battery fared for me. It wasn't the most powerful, and I didn't really like the battery. So a couple of things that I didn't like is this glass back. The front obviously is fine, but the back, I didn't like it, and I didn't like the battery. But overall, I still rated this phone at a 9.9. I think it's a phenomenal device, and I think you'll be pleased with it. I really do. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.